okay, he made it miss. Now where's make him pay now, innit? Make him pay. That's the thing. Those slick boxers, I compared it on my Instagram post, him and Tevin Farmer. You can be a slick boxer that's not getting hit. To me, that makes you a journeyman. Until you make them pay, you're basically literally a journeyman for 12 rounds.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Hello guys and welcome to the Purist podcast. I'm back with the most popular man in Albania, Jordan Dujon.
Oh yeah.
How does it feel to receive so much hate for no reason?
You know what? It's boxing, isn't it?
Yeah, we done a video. You can check it out. Jordan calls out Florian Marku and said he weren't going to have the greatest of performance against Rylan Charlton. He knocked out Charlton in how many rounds? 7 rounds?
7 rounds.
But as you said in the video, after 4 rounds, you see a big drop in Marku's stamina and he loses it. Although he did drop Charlton, he then later got dropped himself. What did you make of his performance?
You know what? I can't hit on Marku. He done what he had to do. He had a good performance. To be honest with you, with my personal opinion, there was too much disrespect against an opponent. You're in the ring, you're already fighting, all the trash talk's gone out the window. Just see the job and fight the man. The man's in front of you. You've said before the fight you're going to meet him in the middle of the ring. Sorry, you said you're going to meet him in the middle of the ring, and you're running around the ring. And again, he got knocked down, and he's saying he slipped. Like, come on, bro. You got clips. But yeah, well done to him. He's won, beat another prospect. I think I can't personally give him too much credit, purely for the reason that he's a junior welterweight. He's not a full-fledged welterweight. If you put him against a bigger guy, he ain't going to perform like that. And to be honest with you, I was quite surprised at Rylan Charlton's. He just couldn't move his feet quick enough to cut off the ring.
Footwork, innit?
It was so slow.
Basic.
I mean, I literally, round by round, you could literally see Marku going around the same direction all the time. And my man didn't have a response to cut off the ring, which is surprising for a professional athlete. You're now on that platform. You can at least cut off the ring. Come on, man.
Especially Marku. I've never seen him box. I didn't think he had it in his locker.
I didn't. And I was surprised.
But what I'll say is, like you said, Charlton's footwork was very bad because even though he was, like you said, straight lines every time, Marku's just going around the ring. Marku was still basically going from rope to rope to rope.
Yeah, every time.
And there were certain times where, even though Charlton's feet were so bad, he still would trap him on the ropes. And as Marku got tired, there were certain times where they had to exchange. And that's why he got dropped as well, isn't it? You can say he slipped and whatnot, but he did get dropped. He was coming.
I think with Marku, I don't think he got tired. That's why he went on the ropes. I think he thought he was just going in circles for so long. He just had to sit on the ropes at some point because it was literally like watching the marathon. You've just seen a man do around laps around the ring every single second of the fight. But yeah, I didn't think he had that boxing ability in his locker. Fair enough, well played. But again, I still don't think he beats any top prospect. Especially people who's calling out.
Yeah, but to say he called out Conor Benn straight after the fight.
Listen, Conor Benn hits harder than Charlton.
Harder than a lot of welterweights as well.
Harder than a lot of welterweights. Ben would have slept him. All these guys that he's calling out, they would have slept him.
Ben's a bit easy to hit as well. It's not the most slick boxer.
You know what? But there's one thing about Ben. No matter how much you hit him or how much you get to him, he's got that never say die attitude, and he's gonna catch him and he's gonna be relentless. Marku, he ain't got the endurance. Like, he was on his bike for 4 rounds, and after that, the work rate went down. Then he started to get caught. Then it started to become a 50-50 fight. It didn't need to.
Yeah, because you can see from the first round, there was clearly one guy was the superior boxer to the other, and it should never have been close in any stretch of the imagination.
No, not at all. And to be honest with you, the first round, I thought, Charlton's come out straight on the jab, but he lost that after the first 30 seconds. But obviously, Marku's a faster boxer than him. The speed kills in boxing. He's always going to get there first.
Especially if you're the smaller man going against a bigger man and he's faster than you, you shouldn't really have a hope.
Yeah, no. And you know what? I'm glad that his corner pulled him out because it didn't need to go any further.
Listen, when are you going to fight Marku?
Listen, just please send me my contract. Why not you fight me? Marku? You fight everyone else, but you fight me. Please. Come on.
All right, the headline for that fight was Josh Kelly versus Avanesyan.
Yep.
Now, going into the fight with Josh Kelly, I've always seen, obviously, the skills and the talent. Like I said about Marku, you can see he's normally so much better than his opponent, but they don't always translate to that kind of performance.
Yeah.
And going against Avanesyan, I always wondered, like, you're going to have a guy who's going to come at you for 12 rounds. Are you going to be able to handle that? And, like, the first thing you do, it's like, his trainer's Adam Booth, yeah? Like, George Groves, David Hay, all these guys. Adam Booth, like, all his fighters have a great jab. If you've got a guy coming into you for 12 rounds, the first thing you need is a jab. He used it, like, twice in the fight and he worked. But other than that, he had nothing, innit? It's like, go on.
Yeah. You know what is, I think with Josh Kelly, I mean, probably a bit going away from your actual initial question, but I'll answer your question first. Yeah, his jab, superior boxer, you can see it. He had all the skills, was slipping the punches, but his problem is all this dropping your hands and rolling and slipping punches, he's still getting clips. It's not, he's taking the sting out of them and having less effect, but he's still getting clips. All these little marks under his eyes, he doesn't need to have them. Tuck up, ride the shots. And I see you started to adopt a Philly shell for this fight, which I didn't like, because for fighters that haven't grown up in that style, you're never going to have the same reflexes. I mean, it might look good on camera against someone who's less opposition, but you're fighting a European champion looking to go on to world championship level.
Former world champion as well.
Former world champion, I didn't know that. Do the basics. See out the win. Stiff jab. The thing is, Josh Kelly has the boxing ability. So even if he wanted to box and move the whole fight, he probably could have done it. He would have had to sit in exchange because he would have kept pressing, but he didn't hold the ring enough for me, especially being the naturally bigger man.
I think a lot of people don't realise every time you're slipping and rolling, whatever, it saps so much energy.
It burns energy, especially if you're rolling. I don't know if you ever played Fight Night, when you sat in there just going round and round.
The stamina bar goes down,
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, it's too tiring. But even so, we've always said he's had stamina issues, because the first 3 rounds with Josh Kelly, he looks like the best boxer ever.
Well, I mean, that's the amateur pedigree, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 rounds.
But even so, he wasn't the greatest of amateur, and I think it's because of the jab where he doesn't use it too much. But it's like him and Marcus. As soon as you get past that 4th round, then you really see who they really are. It's like Amir Khan. Taking past 4 rounds, the fight's basically yours, isn't it? It's like,
yeah. Sorry, go on.
It's like, I don't conditioning as a boxer. If you lose based on conditioning, you didn't do your job in the first place. You lost before you even came into the ring, innit? And that's something I find very disappointing.
You know what? For me, I think, I mean, just between the two boxers there, Kelly and Marku, for me, I think Josh Kelly's problem is when he's boxing them first 3 rounds, he is so sharp. Every punch you can see, he's going 100 miles per hour. That's his fastest that he can move physically. You couldn't try and go any faster if you tried to. Now, what happens when you're boxing at that high intensity pace? You can't physically keep it up. So, I mean, prior to the round of him actually getting stopped, he sat down and his eyes were rolling in his back in his head. And I said to my dad at the time, I was just like, Dad, I don't know how he's so fucked. He's done. His eyes are rolling. I didn't even see him take clean shots like that to have him drained like that. But it starts to make sense, especially after that round, after the 4th round. The jab didn't have the same snap. And whereas he was literally like, da, like slip. You can't move at that pace. This is championship fighting. You got to find a pace that you can hold. You might have bursts in the fight, but to try and do that every second of the round, my man, you walked him down perfectly. He got clipped and he got hurt a few times. So you got to commend his chin as well. And sorry, with Marku, I think his stamina issue is purely being where he's a mixed martial artist prior to boxing. I still don't think he's fully conditioned into being an actual boxing athlete. So all of them guys, they're sitting and holding, grappling. He could probably do that all day long. But in terms of the explosiveness of boxing, I don't think he's capable of that. Yeah,
it's weird because they're built differently. One's like clubbing, heavy hitter. The other one's like sharp, slick boxer, but then they still have exactly the same problem at the end of the day. Yeah. So what do you think's next for Josh Kelly? How can he fix those problems and become better?
To be honest with you, I think for me, I would just like to see him keep his hands up more. I don't think I've seen a lot on social media is people's questioning his heart for the sport and stuff. I don't think it's that. I think it's more a case of he might need to move up a weight. He might have been weight drained. You don't know. But that is the best I've seen him look on the scales. I personally think it's just a case of he's moved up really quickly. A lot of people ain't fighting for Europeans in 11 fights into their career. He's going to take that experience. He's going to go on. You just live and learn. Boxing, a loss isn't the end of the world.
I think it's a mentality thing with him though.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple Instagram pages that used to make highlight clips for him, innit? And I used to watch him thinking he just done that so he can get a good clip on Instagram.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah. Them showreel boxes.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? This fight, to be honest with you, it was no different to his last one, which he had got the draw with.
Yeah,
because again, after that midway point, wrestling on the ropes, my man's cornered him. He's loading up. He had no answer for that.
And even against Avanesyan, every time he made Avanesyan miss silly, he'll come back with a big fat smile, not realizing like...
Yeah. You still got to do your job.
Exactly.
Wear him down.
You made him miss. Now, where's making pay now, innit? Making pay. That's the thing. Those slick boxes, I compared it on my Instagram post, him and Tevin Farmer. You can be a slick boxer that's not getting hit. To me, that makes you a journeyman. Until you make them pay, you're basically literally a journeyman for 12 rounds.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, just comparing it to, well, can't compare it to football really, but it's like them players that they got all the skills in the world, but are you putting the ball in the back of the net?
Yeah.
You're just not. It's boxing the same thing. You slip and slide in, doing an Ali shuffle, but where's the punches?
Get knocked out in the 6th round, innit?
I didn't say that.
Nah, but it's real. It's like Marku. He was showboating and then he gets dropped. If he would have lost, how embarrassing would that be?
But you know what it is? We are in an entertainment business. You do showboat. It'd be a showboat. Roll your hands for a jab.
Don't get knocked out though.
Don't get knocked out. Don't get knocked out for one. But for how I saw it, he was just being disrespectful. He didn't need to do it. What are you talking to the man in the middle of the ring? Just prove it with your ability.
Yeah, literally. When I say the talking's done, now go fight.
Yeah. I don't get these boxers who need to trash talk in the middle of the ring. You're already in the ring. All press conferences are done. Fight the man in front of you. If you want to embarrass him, put your hands behind your back and start throwing and hitting him. Cool. I'm all for that.
Because you do it to me, innit?
Because I'm all for that sort of showmanship. But when you start just talking to a fighter, egging them on, like, come on, who's got the time for that? You can't breathe as it is, and he's there talking to the man. It's just like, come on, Marky, please, yeah, come on. Just hold your breath, hold the tongue, and then you might last longer.
All right, Oscar Valdez picked up, I think it was a 10th round knockout over Miguel Berchelt. Now, Berchelt, he was the number 1 ranked at 130 pounds. He's been a world champion for a long time. He's fought the best guys, he's beat the best guys, but it's been a while since he's really stepped up. Valdez, he was a champion at featherweight. He didn't really beat anyone. He moved up to 130. He moved to Canelo's team because he was struggling against just run-of-the-mill guys. And Berchelt was the heavy favourite. Imagine now, Julio Cesar Chavez, he's all giving his support to Berchelt. The president of Mexico called Berchelt the day of the fight. Do you know how much that was burning Valdez, isn't it? Imagine the president of your own country calling the other guy. He's the underdog for the first time in his career. And he pretty much put on the best performance of his life.
I tell you what, the thing is, this is what celebrities they don't get, and politicians, whoever it is. What are you calling the guy before the biggest fight, one of the biggest fights of his life? So you're putting additional pressure that he's already got on himself. Whether you think you're just support him after, whether he's won or lost. So like giving you a little 2 pence in just before, that's too much pressure. Especially when now it's president of your country. Come on.
Yeah. He lost after as well.
Yeah. And that was a savage knockout.
Yeah.
I see the knockout.
The whole fight was savage. It was a great fight as well. Early in the fight, Oscar Valdez, everyone expected him to sort of like pressure. He's a smaller guy, faster guy, pressure the guy. But he decided to box well with the jab. He kept catching Berchelt with a left hook. So for 3-4 rounds, it's just the same thing. And then he catches him with a left hook to the temple, and then everything changed. His legs were jelly.
Okay.
I've never seen someone be out on their feet and take so much punishment and keep going.
Well, you say that. I mean, again, the Rylan Charlton and Marku fight, he got caught with a big left hook and he somehow survived. I don't know which round it was. I think it might have been the 3rd round, but he stayed up. He was finished. I thought it was going to end there.
Imagine that for 2 whole rounds.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's madness.
He got dropped in one of the rounds, but he just kept. It's like he will tuck up and stay there, and he will get hit. Then when you have to move forward or back, as soon as he tried to move, his legs just started going.
But you know what it is? That just goes to show how much heart that man had, because he was prepared. Even though he was under fire, a lot of fighters, they would have just took the knee and said, stay down and get counted out. I didn't realize what was going on. He tried to stay up.
Yeah, and he actually weathered the storm. So let's say that was round 4 where he got knocked down. Round 5 he got battered. He won round 7 and 8.
Oh, nice.
And he was pressuring you've seen the knockout, innit?
Yeah, I've seen knockout.
So he was pressuring Valdez, and Valdez, he looked like he was
step back.
No, he looked like he was capitulating, like he was gonna do a Tottenham and just lose it. Like Valdez, Berchelt was just pressuring him, just walking him all around the ring. And you see in the knockout, he got so sloppy because he was being sloppy, and he was sort of working to a degree, innit? But then clearly at that point he wasn't working. He got clipped with that big left hook, innit?
That's the thing, when you're charging someone and your hand's not fully locked to your chin, you're walking onto something.
And he was crossing his feet and doing everything wrong. And it's like, when I saw just the knockout, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then it's like, guys just walking like a madman. But when you see the actual fight and you see how he was concussed before he even got hit with that punch. And he slept for a little while. I was about to see someone actually wake up from a knockout.
Okay. Were they the two fighters that went straight to the hospital afterwards?
Yeah, no interview.
No, that's the best thing. I mean, you got to congratulate the promoter because obviously he realised it was a hard fight. Get the guys checked over straight away.
Yeah,
that's the way.
Top rank as well, isn't it? Big shout out to Bob Arum. Jamel Herring and Carl Frampton are fighting for, I think, the WBO belt at the same weight, and the winner will fight each other. Now, Frampton, he's aiming to be a free-weight world champion. He was small at the first weight. He was even smaller at the second weight, and now he looks tiny.
Jamel Herring's a big guy.
Exactly.
And so they're fighting at featherweight?
Super feather.
Super feather. I mean, Jamel Herring looks like a welterweight.
Yeah.
He looks like a welterweight. He's a big guy. I mean, obviously, Frampton's going to be used to fighting people bigger than him.
I don't know about that much bigger, though.
Well, again, sparring, you don't really see who he gets to go in.
But even Leo Santa Cruz, when Santa Cruz beat him, just used his jab because Santa Cruz was so much bigger than him.
Well, you probably got it.
It's a tough one, though. But I don't think Herring is as good as Leo Santa Cruz, though.
You don't think so?
No. In terms of boxing ability, I don't think so.
Fair enough. Does he use his attributes though?
To a degree, but he doesn't look special.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it don't really look special, to be fair.
What do you make of the UGAS choosing not to fight Spence? Not Spence. Spence.
He chose not to fight him.
Yeah. He chose not to fight him. He's gonna fight Spence. Like that, they was looking to make the unification.
They gave him the WBA belt, and I just thought it was gonna happen. He said no.
No, he's not gonna go that route.
Yeah.
Who's he got lined up?
We don't know yet.
David Avaneysan?
Possibly.
To be fair, there's a lot of. They could even do the Porter rematch because he really thinks he won that fight. But then no one's gonna want to see Spence versus Porter after.
Yeah. No one wants to see that. I mean, you know what? I think the UGAS Porter one is a good one to run again.
Yeah, it would be a good fight, isn't it?
Yeah, because Porter got knocked down and he gave it as a slip in that one, and I think that was the deciding point.
It was a close fight, isn't it? It was a very close fight. A lot of people thought you guys actually beat him as well.
No, I had him winning.
Mad. Adrien Broner, your favorite boxer.
Come on, AB.
He came back this weekend and apparently looked very, very bad. Apparently, there was the first round where he didn't land a single punch, but the judges still gave it to him.
Yeah. You won the first round with that jab. You know what it is? That just goes to show you, you're that classy. You can win the first round without throwing any punches. That's how good AB is. Only AB can get away with that. Yeah, can, man.
It goes to show you how bad boxing judges really can be, innit?
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, like if I'm a boxing judge, right, or anyone in the commission, the promoter, they pay for your hotel, they pay for your food, they pay for your travel, they accommodate you, they greet you, they're nice to you. If you want that same treatment next time, you give a guy around who never landed a punch. The only way you can change it is if you stop that kind of process from happening. I
mean, to be honest with you, I just don't understand it because obviously all that happens, it doesn't benefit anyone. It doesn't benefit the fighter. They're going to feel dejected. If they're foreign fighters, then they're not going to come back over. They're not going to want to fight in this country because they feel no matter, even if they do a good performance, they're still not going to get any credit for it. It doesn't help the promoter, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren. All the fans are going to get onto them. It just doesn't benefit anyone. And even the other fighter who's won, all their performance is taken away because now it's all reflected in the scorecards. And I think the judges, they have to do something that's like universally seen as scoring. Because I think some of them, they might have been boxing previously. They might say, oh, you know what, I like that fight. He used to box how I did. They might start judging it based off of that because they felt hard done by. No. Whoever's landing the rule of thumb, the cleaner, most accurate shots, some people do it off the defense. If you're slipping shots, countering, there's got to be some universal form of scoring these competitions because it's just going to make everyone have a better taste in their mouth.
But I think it's like I think the Joshua Allen card where he was on the undercard, Zelfa Barrett.
Yeah.
And the scorecards were way too wide. Then it was a close fight. It was way too
fight.
wide. And then the next week,
And another one.
I don't think so. No.
I think there was another one.
No, I think it was the same card. There was 2 bad ones.
Okay.
And then the next week, Robbie Davis Jr. His fight against whoever he beat him. Sorry, I forgot your name, but yeah, whoever beat him. If the thing didn't happen the week before, they definitely would have given Robbie Davis Jr. that fight, 100%.
Possibly. I mean, that was a close fight. That was a close fight. I personally think he lost that fight. But yeah, I mean, what I think there was like a 2 points in it.
1 round difference.
1 round. I mean, that you got to take that on chin. If you're losing by 1 round, that's fair enough. I mean, it just goes to show it could have went either way. But yeah, with the Zelfa Barrett one, boy, that was bad.
I haven't seen the fight though. Was it that bad?
Yeah. To me, it was bad because I'm a fan. I don't believe he won it.
Yeah.
I don't believe he won it. And even worse case, they went to a draw. You could not dispute it. But to say that he won, no.
Fair enough. I like Zelfa. I thought he was just going to win easy. That's why I didn't even watch it.
But this is the thing. With Zelfa Barrett, again, he chose to box on the back foot. He probably was surprised by, was it Martinez? He was surprised by his power. So he decided, you know what, let me box on the back foot. But when he decided to stand there and trade and let his hands go, completely different. But this boxing around on the back foot all night.
That's because they knew Martinez was dangerous.
Yeah, he is a dangerous man. But there's got to be a time where you stop a man from walking you down like that. Because you're the one who's going to get tired quicker. Because there's only so long you can run. If someone's chasing you, they're at their pace. You're running maximum trying to get away from them. It's only a matter of time before they catch you. And he kept getting caught in the corners. Martinez was referring to the body. And if you look at Zelfa Barrett's face to his...
Yeah, big difference, isn't it?
Big difference.
All right, another fight I want to touch on is Otto Wallin. He beat Dominic Breazeale by unanimous decision. Obviously, Breazeale got battered by AJ and then he got flattened by Deontay Wilder.
Pancake, run over.
Does it make the Fury win over Wallin look even better than it was?
You know what? Yeah, you'd have to agree. And I think it probably even... Yeah, I mean, you can only credit Wallin. Because I think he's the only man that I thought, he's got Tyson in trouble, yeah? Especially with that cut.
Dirty, innit? The bad cut. Most, if it was the other way around, they'd have stopped that fight early.
Oh, of course. I mean, you got to remember, this is a business. So if you're the cash cow of the sport, they might overlook a few things to try and make a bigger fight happen later on down the line. I think if that was any other fighter, that fight would have been stopped.
100%. This weekend, we have Canelo Alvarez versus Avni Yildirim. Winner, I guess when Canelo wins, he meant to fight Saunders. But how do you see the fight happening in the weekend?
Okay, so this is how I see it.
What round? Because your round betting has been good recently.
So they've been amazing. The Commey one this year, I was spot on. Yeah, I was spot on with that one. I'm going to say 4th round stoppage.
Yeah.
4th round stoppage.
You're giving him that much credit? Bookmakers are even giving him that.
No?
Nah, they think he's going to get knocked out early.
You know what it is? I can't imagine. Yildirim, he's a warrior. He'll go there. He'll give it all he's go. But
I think that's the problem, though. Because Yildirim, he's not going to box on the back foot. He's not. Crazy. He's going to go straight to Canelo. Canelo's going to...
Of course. That's why I think it's going to be an early stoppage. Because Canelo's going to catch him. I don't think he's got the best defense. So, especially touch... Yeah, I don't think he's got the best defense. He's going to get touched to the top, hit to the body, whipping uppercuts, then looping Golovkin-style punches, then overhand right straight down. I think he gets stopped by a left hook.
I want to see the old school Canelo, the one that used to throw 6-7 punch combinations. I want to see like a proper...
Yeah. But you know what it is? I don't think we're going to see that. Only because his style of boxing's changed.
Yeah, I heard that. I used to love that, though.
So you think Eubank Jr. is going to have stopped him earlier?
When did Eubank stop him? 3. I thought it was going to be 2 or 3, I can't lie.
Well, again, I mean, every fight is different. And it also depends on how Yeah. I don't think you could judge a fighter off that. I mean, just because one man's beat another fighter quicker.
I hear what you're saying, but my thing was Eubank was boxing the back foot. Obviously, Yildirim is gonna come forward, boxing the back foot. And the one moment he thought, you know what, I'm just gonna throw some punches at this guy.
Yeah, he took him
Didn't
out.
know how to move his head. Didn't know how to do anything. Straight knockout.
No. You know what it is? The thing is, it was quite funny actually, because literally as you were saying it, I just got a flashback. Yeah, literally, took a few shots on the ropes. Was like, nah, fuck this.
Yeah, literally.
Fuck this. Nah, listen, I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah, and
Bit down. He couldn't take it. But I think Canelo, obviously, it seems like they've got a bit of a friendship. I think he knows what
be nice to him.
I think he knows. Like if you've sparred with someone enough times, you know what they're about. I think this is a cash out for Yildirim. He might not even box again after this. But I don't think he's willing to take a punishment for a long distance. So I think if the second he starts to get hot for him, I can see him just calling it a nice work.
Fair enough. Richard Commey gets a 6-round knockout over Jackson Marinas. You called the exact round as well. It's a good performance from Commey, and he puts him straight back at the top of the lightweight division. What do you make of the fight?
Well, I think the first couple of rounds, I think it was tricky for Richard. Marinez was being slick, countering, moving on the back foot. But there's one thing about Richard, he's relentless. Like, he's going to catch you, he's going to throw them bombs, and they're going to land. And I think what I've come to see with Marinez, he is there to be here. He's not, but he is. Yeah. He can get caught. And again, Richard punches well above his weight, so it was only a matter of time before he was going to catch him.
It's good to see how much attention he actually got from the fight, because a lot of people like Commey, they're just left to the side, innit? Because if you're Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, even a Luke Campbell, or anyone like that, there is no reason you'd ever want to fight Richard Commey.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
But it's good to see people actually giving him the credit to be up there. And even Teofimo Lopez was hyping him up, saying this guy is the real deal, innit? Because he really is, innit?
I mean, it just goes to show, I mean, for Teofimo Lopez to go to him afterwards, obviously they've got a good relationship, but he appreciates that in boxing, one punch can change anything. That was probably going to be the hardest fight of Teo's life, but he got him out of there. So you can't even question it.
I got a question. The early Q&A. Does Richard Commey knock out Lomachenko at 135?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a tough one.
I don't know. I think Commey doesn't have as good footwork as Lopez to be able to do what Lopez done. And I don't think he would ever back box on the back foot. He's just going to go. But Loma could never sit there and exchange with him. But he would have to, because he's so much the smaller guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy. He's a big guy for that division. He punches well above his weight. I don't think Lomachenko will give another bigger man the opportunity to tie him down. Much like the Teofimo fight, Teo just walked him down pretty much the majority of the night. I can't see him letting Richard do that. So, I mean, it's up there. I don't think he knocks him out, but it's a great fight.
They want him to fight that Japanese guy, Nakatani, the big tall one.
Yeah, Commey versus Nakatani would be a good fight. Nakatani, who did he fight recently?
Knocked out the Puerto Rican guy. What's his name?
Felix Verdejo, the ultimate hype job. Yeah, knocked him out clean as well, innit? But I think he was losing that fight at first, so they knocked him out. So he's a tough fight for anyone. If he fights, it would be good to see them keeping Richie active, give him another fight like that, and then put him against someone good.
So how do you see Richard Commey v Garcia?
It's a tough one. I think obviously the first 3 rounds, Garcia's gonna
be
a lot sharper. But once he slows down and Richie touches him, I don't want to see that.
You know, the only reason I say that is because
that's getting memed for sure.
I mean, Garcia's win over, who was his last fight? Campbell. Yeah, Campbell. Richard punches a lot harder than Campbell.
A lot harder as well.
And
then
again,
he's going to keep the pressure up and the high
work. He got dropped.
He got dropped. And the thing is, you know what it is? You got to respect him. He just laughed it off at the end of it. Garcia could have, I got dropped. Oh my God.
It feel good.
It's got heart at least. So
no, he does. And to be honest with you, for all these people that was calling me Instagram boxer or YouTube boxer,
he's sending shots, bro.
Yeah, he's
sending
got
shots.
No, I'm saying I'm not even sending shots. He's got a lot of what a lot of fighters ain't got these days. He's prepared to go in and dig through the trenches.
I'm not fully convinced on that though.
Well, the thing is,
But
he's
it's
got
one
up and
thing-
turned around.
It's one thing for a flash knockdown. Honestly, I ain't really seen him in the trenches.
No,
you know what I mean? Like a
no,
tough,
you're right,
gritty
you're right,
fight.
you're right, you're right.
Or
Because
getting beaten up.
Yeah, exactly. Not even getting beaten up necessarily, but like 50-50 where it's like every round, I'm about to take 50 punches. I might land 50 of my own,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
going to
yeah.
go in there and do I really want this?
No, you're right, and I think even with that fight, Campbell, though he knocked him down, he didn't stick it on him, which I found more surprising. It's just like the guy's hurt. That's the time to take him out. You don't get paid for overtime in boxing. You go in there, iron him out, trying to cause more damage to what's already there.
Yeah.
Even if it is a flash knockdown, you want to test them boundaries. But to me, he let him off, let him recover, and then he backed off, which is, I think, some madness.
Especially because what I've seen from Ryan Garcia is he's got the same problem as Marku. First 3 rounds, yeah, he's sharp, he's great. But then after that, you see him slow down. So what I wanted to see Campbell like test him, push him. But it seemed the fight was fought at Garcia's pace, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just the fight at Commey would be at Commey's pace and it'll really show what he really is made of, isn't it?
Yeah. The one thing you got to give him, he's got power.
Yeah.
He's got power, he's got speed, so he's going to land. And it's just whether a case of whoever he's fighting, if they can take that.
And we've seen Commey get hit with a few straight right hands as well, so it'll be...
But the thing is, there's one thing about him, he'll just walk through it.
Yeah, 100%.
Head will snap back, he'll just come, walk through it.
Even the Robert Easter one, he looked like he should have been gone and he just went turned around. But it's like the holes in Commey's game, Ryan Garcia does well. The holes in Ryan Garcia's game, Commey does well, isn't it? So it's an interesting one.
What do you make of the what's the name? Ryan Garcia Pacquiao completely falls through.
Someone was lying, and clearly it was Ryan Garcia. Because the way he was talking about it's done, everything's good. Pacquiao dropped his belt. He looked like, yeah, fair enough. You don't want to fight Devin, you don't want to fight Tank. Fight Pacquiao, no one can blame you. But
I think he's fine. Javier Fortuna.
Shut up. Fuck that. Javier Fortuna, decent fighter, is alright. Listen.
Pacquiao's not fighting him, is he? I heard he's
Pacquiao's fighting Fortuna. No. Garcia, man.
Oh, Garcia, I was going to say.
Yeah. Fortuna's the one.
Yeah.
He should have beat Easter, innit? Lightweight. But yeah, it's a good stepping stone fight for Garcia. But you can't be talking about Tank and Haney and then going over there, innit? But at the same time,
He ain't keeping the same energy though.
It's not at all, innit? But to be fair, it is Oscar De La Hoya thing, innit?
It is. He's just protect your asset.
How quickly do you think he leaves then after watching Canelo? How long is the contract?
He signed a new one not too long ago.
Yeah, but
That's an L.
it's probably only a 12-month thing.
I think
12 months is, I mean, how many fights is he going to have? Twice a year? Yeah. Ryan Garcia is going to go where the money is, and he's got a lot of options.
And because it's with Canelo team, innit? So they'll just say, we'll manage you. Look at Canelo's doing, fighting here, going to the highest bidder. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And also the fact that he's also in America, he's clearly broken the... Like, getting reposted by LeBron James is a...
Yeah, that's it, innit?
Yeah.
And again, once you get to that level of fame, you don't need a promoter at all.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, why is Oscar De La Hoya setting him up against some bum?
That's what Floyd clocked back in 06.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, if anyone's going to go on and start their own promotional brand, Garcia could do it easily. And you know what? You could also half argue Devin Haney could probably go on to do it because they've already got that social media backing.
And the funniest thing is, his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, once he got so big, he created his own promotion company and left. So you've got so big that you don't need Oscar anymore. Oscar's not the one who got you on fucking Kevin Hart's show on YouTube. It was literally your management company. You stick to your management company, stick to your boxing manager, and then you're good, innit?
I don't think Oscar De La Hoya showed him anything about his Instagram either.
Absolutely
No.
That's what got him signed to Oscar De La Hoya in the first place.
No.
So yeah, like I said to all boxers, once you get to that stage, you don't need a promoter. Joshua don't need Eddie Hearn. I think it just makes life easier for him, innit?
I mean, there was a thing a few years ago when Joshua's contract initially ran out. It was, is he going to sign back with Matchroom? And I think that he went to like a 50-50 partnership or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Joshua was looking to go on and make his own promotional company from there.
Yeah, he's got AJ Boxing. Technically, it's a management thing, but
but it's like a joint promotional
kind of thing.
Yeah. But I think had he had made that promotional company, it takes him away from actually fully focusing on the boxing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think as well as having his brand there, it still shows the exposure that AJ Boxing promotion is a thing, but it doesn't require his energy.
Yeah, that's what I say. At the same time, it depends what stage of your career you're at, innit? For someone in his stage of his career, he shouldn't really be putting all his attention into it. But getting that foundation and the stepping stones there, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely.